So hi, welcome to Noise Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
And we're here with.
What's up, I'm Eric.
And I'm Kristian with Prime Stereo.
And we're going to have some questions today about the upcoming album, House and Trance. So congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response to the announcement so far?
Super excited, man. It's been 13 years since we released a record or really any viable music. So it was really cool to see the response we've gotten from everyone.
Oh yeah, the album fucking rocks.
It's so
thank you.
Of course.
Thank you very much. I'm really, really proud of it. I think we all are. Like I said, 13 years. So to put something out and, be happy with it, I'm pretty content.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Wow. So is there any meaning behind the album title or cover arts?
So the House and Trance itself is a callback to one of the songs that you'll hear later on. And I'm not going to give too much away without maybe ask me that question after the record's out, just because
How about we put this out when the album's out?
Yeah. Okay. So it's a
spoiler.
Yeah.
It's a callback to a part where a spaceship is traveling into the sun, and the music being played is shitty House and Trance music.
Okay.
Damn.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay. Hell yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about your writing process for the album?
Alex, who is the guitarist, our partner, he has everything kind of in his head. This time around, we had written a record and then kind of scrapped it and wrote an entirely different record, which is now House and Trance. Predominantly music comes around first, sit on it for a few months. And this, for myself, I would say, once we really got down to it, was the easiest recording process I guess we've ever had. I've always been catching up to the rest of the members of the band. I've always been a guy who was just happy to be in a band and learn as I went. Whereas, after doing this for a while, I'm fortunate to work with really, really, really talented musicians. Whereas sometimes I feel like I'm faking it,
Yeah. And, we kicked off the interview. It's been 13 years since, your last release. Can you talk a little bit about what brought you guys together to even start the writing process for this one?
Well, the writing process never stopped. I mean, I joined the band 12 years ago, and we've been writing music the entire time, pretty much. And I don't know, just constantly trying to refine and put out the perfect record. Like Kristian said before, we wrote an entire record, we recorded it, and we're like, nah, we can do better, I guess. And yeah. And so then we started working on this one. So we've written the entire time. So
for sure. And the ability to, have someone say, hey, we want to put a record out was always something that doesn't fall short on us. And you want to put your best foot forward to do so, and I think when it was time, it was time. And here is House and Trance.
Okay.
Absolutely. And with that scrapped record, what's the deal with that? Is it ever going to see the light of day, or are you guys just going to keep it in the vault?
Yeah, I mean, we're always writing and stuff like that. I think eventually something will come to light of it.
I think the two songs one went on that AMH comp, right? Yeah.
Yeah, there was one that we released for a comp for our friends in Amityville Music Hall during the pandemic to raise some funds. That was a song off of it. And what was the name of it? Oh my God. But
check out the comp to learn more.
Yeah,
there you go.
Exactly.
Nice.
So what song off this album took the longest to write, and which one is each of your own personal favorite?
I would say the longest to actually put down to completion maybe was either the first song or the second or the third song, because we kept revising it. There were some songs that just came together in a night, and then there were some songs that we revised probably almost a dozen times. So I would say the first song and Rogue Wave, which is the one that just came out, we just released as the third single, just because it just wasn't right until it was. So I guess the longest per se. As far as favorites, I would say Goliathette, which and probably maybe Skells, the last song on the record. both of which were, when they were finished, I was like, holy shit, did we do this? You know, like there was like a point of which I was just very proud of that finished product of being something that like I never thought I could do, kind of. So I would say that.
Scowls is definitely one of my favorite because it's so different. But I think you're talking about Super Yacht Echo Park, Kristian, the one like
no. Oh no, Rogue Wave, because if you remember, it was the like the bridge part, and there was other stuff that we changed. And really, the first song too, we revised a few times, just because like it just wasn't there. We needed to get there.
Yeah.
So that, I guess that would say timeline.
My favorite like status quo, just classic Crime and Stereo song is Super Yacht Echo Park, actually, which is the second song on the record. I don't know if that's going to be a single, but I think
it's a classic Crime and Stereo song.
Yeah, I like it because I was a fan before I joined the band, you know, and you know.
Welcome, Eric.
I do just want to go back. I just want to go back to the writing process just for a second, because you guys have been writing consistently, as you said, for 13 years. So when it comes to this record, are these all from a very recent writing session, or do these songs come from the 13 years?
No. This was all like one cohesive writing session, I would say. No, there was. I mean, there were probably guitar and musical parts because Alex tends to revise stuff like that a lot. But I would say this is all newer material, kind of created around the same time as each song.
All right.
So then it was just like the consistent writing just to kind of keep the flame going, I guess?
I mean, consistent writing in that, you know, of those 13 years, we had broken up. We had gotten back together. We were together and not playing shows. This last 2 years was actually the longest we had ever not played as a band, even during the 3 years we had been broken up completely, because we had played halfway between at Best Buy Theater with Movie Life. So of the 13 years, you're talking about maybe 3 to 5 years of time where we were back together in the headspace to be like, hey, we're writing new music. So I would say that would kind of shorten that timeline a little bit, you know.
100%.
But like focused on writing a record, probably 2 years, because pandemic happened, a bunch of life things happened, stuff like that, for us to really write House and Trance and you know, complete it.
Right.
Yeah, you get tripped up a lot being in a band because you have to focus on shows, and then you're getting all these show offers, and you're like, okay, well, we can't right now because we got to rehearse for the shows. So it's like one or the other. So it's either like take a break from playing shows to actually write a really good record, or keep touring on the same music that you already have out. Right. Yeah. So that's I think that anyone in a band can relate to, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely. And that definitely cleared up that answer, because like everything, all the press bullshit and you guys telling us has all been, you know, first album in 13 years. And then you guys like, yeah, we were writing 13 years straight, kind of the way it was said at the beginning. So I'm glad that got cleared up.
It's like, what the hell?
An opus in 13 years.
Yeah, this is not the result of all of those 13 years. But other songs that
you guys should have done better.
A little less than one song a year. That's what we go for.
That's where we're at. Yeah. So how'd the track list for the album come about? Did you guys write the opener be the opener, close to be closer? Did you shuffle around and see what fits? What was that process like?
I think the opener was always the opener. The closer, I don't think, was always the closer, and I think like how Alex heard it and how it came out were really two very close things, which doesn't always happen. So I think like naturally both felt like an opening song and a closing. I know he had the first song as the first song, but I don't know if the last one was always meant to be. But it just feels like for all the content of the record, it feels like a closer.
Yeah, it has to be, because like that's one of our favorite songs too. Like it's just, there's no other spot in the record for that. It's kind of that, you know, when you hear it, like you don't know until the song's done, but like once you write it, you're like, well, that's obviously the last song now. You know, you don't write it to be the last song, but you're like, now this is the spot for it. Yeah,
I got you.
Makes sense. So would you guys be able to tell us where your headspace is at while you're creating this record?
I mean, it's kind of dark. It is
a little bit.
The teensy.
I mean, we're in a crazy world right now. I mean, have been. I think there is some like dark hope behind it to an extent, as well as like, I don't know, maybe observing all of this negativity and like being hyper aware of things like that also makes you a stronger person, I guess. I don't know. But it's definitely a fairly dark record. I mean, I think Crime and Stereo in the past has kind of been good at observing kind of life as it is and seeing where it might be going.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that's not the case, but you know, overwhelming observation is, you know, we just kind of tend to draw towards our worst attributes, and you can only do that for so long before the chickens come home to roost, I guess. I don't know.
Absolutely.
As shitty as that sounds, I don't know.
Yeah. Eric, what about you?
I'm pretty mellow. Yeah, I'm pretty you know, I try to keep a good headspace. But yeah, I mean, I try to stay positive. Look, right, Kristian, am I, you know, try to keep everybody.
Yeah, no,
up,
I mean,
yeah.
You keep us above board for sure. I
Yeah,
mean,
everyone else is writing this depressing ass record, and Eric is like, everything is all good, man.
You have to get it out. You have to get it out.
We're all happy.
Right?
Yes, yeah. We are all happy people. We all live happy lives. I think you make the best of what you have around you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to sound like this negative Nancy all the time, but I mean, when you have a platform and the ability to write a record after this long, it's like you want it. You want everything to be like cohesive to what you're seeing and what is going on. You know,
yeah, it's like it's expression.
That's
of
kind
like,
of always
you know,
what Crime and Stereo was.
Absolutely,
it's expression of, you know, the state of things around us, like Kristian was saying. But you know, at the same time, you could think that way, but also try to exist in that world and try to be positive.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely.
So how do you guys recommend your fans to listen to this album for the first time? Should you do in the car with friends, in the dark with headphones on? Is work album, party album? What do you guys personally recommend?
This to me feels like a fall record. I think we as a band tend to write spring to summer records, and this does feel like a fall record.
Definitely a fall record.
Long Island, if you can, you know, wait for that foggy fall night, throw some headphones on and walk around your neighborhood. In a car for sure. If you're in Long Island, hit the South Shore. Ocean Parkway. Ocean Parkway is the best place to listen to a record. But yeah, wherever you can, if you can, we're grateful.
All right, sounds good.
Eric, you agree?
I do. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
100%. I fully concur.
Yeah, I mean, like driving, like, you know, just being in high school, listening to a record for the first time, driving to the beach, like, you know, just growing up where we did. It's like that was honestly the best. I do agree. You're just like, fucking, you have a car for the first time, so you're like, where can I go? Like, I'm just going to Ocean Parkway. Just go down like Wantail Parkway to the beach. Fucking crank some tunes. It is the best. But yeah, my friend did crash his car into the Needle.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Was he listening to the new record?
I don't recommend that.
I had a Jeep, and the little plastic, like, I guess, things that stick up on the side of the road that show you just the reflector when they're down there, because they used to not be lights. I was like, oh, I'm going to hit one of these. It actually did such damage to the front of my car. I'm looking at it thinking it's this little fiberglass thing. It'll shatter, whatever.
Yeah.
It destroyed the front end of my car.
Oh, no.
Don't ever do that.
I just think it's hilarious to crash into the Jones Beach Needle, because it's literally like the only building around. You can see it from 50 miles away. And finally be like, oh shit!
I didn't see it coming.
Slow motion, just like,
it's very funny. He's okay. He's okay.
Okay,
he's
good.
all right.
He's got 2 kids.
Yeah.
So this one should be super, super quick off the top of your heads. I want you guys to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words. 3 words each, 6 total. No more, no less.
I'm not good at stuff like this. I don't.
I'm ending with hopeful. I don't know why.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Blah blah hopeful.
Blah blah hopeful. Good. Okay.
Okay. It doesn't have to be a cohesive sentence.
A dark, ominous, hopeful.
Okay.
Ooh,
that was good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree. Sorry.
No, you can't do that.
You're just
can't do that.
Shit.
No.
All right. Okay. All right. Experimental.
Okay.
energizing, expressive.
There you go.
Wasn't bad.
Oh yeah.
Good as hell. Yeah.
So in that same train of thought, is there a certain feeling or emotion you want listeners to have while going through the album?
I don't feel it's my place to ask the listener that. Mm-hmm. I think anything you get out of Crime and Stereo is worthy of it. You know, I mean, over the years when I talk to different people that relate to our band, they actually get a lot of different things from it. And I think that's cooler than telling someone, you know, because I mean, if you're taking the time to even think about our songs and have it mean something to you, I think the answer is yes, whatever that is.
Yeah, I'm not going to impose exactly objectivity on someone. That's all subjective. That's your own experience.
Absolutely. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
So are you guys able to talk about any particularly challenging or standout moments from the creation of this album, positive or negative?
Getting together, being able to like all get together in one room for a certain period of time just because of COVID and people having children and stuff like that and work and life and you know, the frustration of, you know, all wanting and to achieve a common goal, but the roadblocks in the way were different than I think we'd ever faced. Whereas this band in its past was always all or nothing. Finding that balance now as adults was tough. We do, and we always find it, but it is uniquely different than how it was in the past. And I think once we all got together, it was like magic, kind of. It's just getting to that point.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're extremely fortunate to have, you know, Brett and Gary, two very good producers in the band. Yeah. So I mean, you know, that was a huge part
for sure
of the making of the record. Like, you know, without them, like, you know, that's what made it so comfortable too. You know, it's like, okay, this is a band member, they're producing it as well. So that was just
it very
a huge
likely wouldn't
benefit.
have been possible. Yeah, it very likely wouldn't have been possible just to find that and have it be like an outside party doing that work, because genuinely, like, what normal person would have been able to fit us into that, you know?
Yeah.
So that uniquely grateful for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
Like, yeah, getting, you know, as we get older, all the schedules, it's so difficult. But yeah, when you're with the people in your band, you're like, yeah, we can get together. Like it insanely beneficial. Yeah.
I'm so happy to hear that.
So for this question, I want you to picture you're on tour, you're at a gas station for a rest stop. What was your snack of choice?
Oh, I like this question.
That has changed over the years. So like Vin Caruana of I Am the Avalanche and Movie Life, he's a savory sweet guy. He's a salty snack guy in particular. And I used to go Reese's Pieces.
Okay.
Or Reese's peanut butter cups. Times have changed in touring life. There's like 18 different Reese's products now, and it's true, they're just putting anything in them. Like there's M&Ms in them now. I think
there's Reese's Pieces in a fucking Reese's cup now. It's fucking ridiculous.
The big cup, they finally got the plant-based ones, and my vegan ass is so happy.
So okay. I used to go. And this varies in summer and winter. In wintertime, I was like a meat snack guy. Like I would get like a jerky thing. I would get the almonds, Blue Diamond almonds.
Yep.
The spicy ones.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah, and the Flips pretzels. That was old school back in the day. Today, I would say I'm still a Reese's peanut butter cup guy, but traditional. Mm-hmm. Something sour, like a Sour Patch Kid, maybe. Okay. But then, like, I want to be responsible, so I'll get like a big water and like cough drops. That's like my
the cough drops. It's crazy.
2023, 24.
Throw two thing.
Gas station stop. Yeah.
Menthol.
I don't know. See, yeah, I could dry you out. So maybe either that or like a honey based cough drop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
those are good as hell.
Yeah.
I'm a food snack guy. I would, if we're going to Wawa, I'm gonna get a little chicken soup. Okay.
Oh.
You know, I know it's a strange answer, but it's true.
I've never went to Wawa with anybody and no one's gotten the soup at Wawa.
I recommend the soup. I recommend the soup. The mac and cheese is also very good. It's very throat soothing. Like it's soothing, you know, after a night of screaming, and
it's a nice cough drop.
Yeah, it's basically
Doubles is a great cough drop.
It's an organic cough drop.
All right.
Oh my god, okay. So on the topic of food, if the band was a dish, what dish would the band be and why?
What the hell?
Right?
I like this. This is fun. I like this. Okay.
Thank you.
Olive loaf.
Olive loaf?
No.
Yeah. There's a bunch of things people don't want just jammed into a clear gelatin casing.
It would be like...
That was shot down immediately. That was awful.
Like a plate with 80,000 million different varieties, and the plate is the one keeping it all together from falling everywhere. Eric would be the plate. Eric, you would be the plate. You'd be the plate containing everything, and it would just be like chicken parmesan with like with macaroni and cheese. And like a
General Tso's chicken.
Yeah,
a lot going on.
Just on one plate. It's a buffet of sorts. Yeah,
Right.
Okay, it's a buffet.
for sure.
All right.
Okay.
But not olive loaf.
No.
It's the same. It's, in principle, I think it's the same, but
All right.
It
I
is
mean, it sounds
further.
very similar.
God.
No.
So for the last couple of questions, we're going to shift completely away from music and go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
My last meal would be, my mom makes these chicken nuggets that she like marinates in soy sauce and then breads. And like, I'm 40 years old and that's still like my favorite thing in the world. I can never do it right. And like only when she makes it, that's one thing for sure. As a drink, I would say a ginger beer. Some sort of like a Bundaberg's ginger beer or something like that.
Fucking love ginger beer.
And that's it. Pull the plug. That's it.
All right.
all right, I'll keep it sentimental. My mom's a terrible cook. Pearl, sorry. Hope you never hear this. But my grandma was a fantastic cook, so I'll do my grandma's brisket. But first I'm gonna need like a whole, like an entire bottle of bourbon first, and then my grandma's brisket. Then I'll be like, yeah, kill me, I don't care.
You're done. Yeah.
I deserve it, you know.
You guys are gonna give this to me? There's so many things.
I always thought about something like on death row, like whatever takes the longest, like to eat, you know, like the longest possible meal, just to delay it.
I saw this like TikTok video of some dude, and he was like eating his last meal, and he was shaking. And I would think, if you're like a conscious person, any person in that moment, obviously probably a shitty person because it brought you to that point where you're being killed, but like the sense of overwhelming like fear of what you're about to be put to, because it's not by choice, it's not accidental, it's like a slow burn type of thing. I don't know if you've seen it, but there's this one video of this dude and he's eating and he's shaking, and it's like the scope of what you're about to face is so great. It doesn't matter what you're eating.
Yeah. That's why they say it's cool to, you ever see like the serial killer's last meals? Like, you ever read that? It's like one single olive, you know, just like like they're so weird.
Yeah.
Strange.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you guys live?
Middle Earth, hands down.
Middle Earth?
Easily, of course.
Where in Middle Earth? Are you just wandering around? Fucking
the Shire. Sauron. Of course you would go to the Shire.
The Shire, all they do is eat and drink and be married.
Whoa.
No, did I say Sauron? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what you said. I was like, whoa.
No. Sauron? Easily Middle Earth.
He's Middle Earth.
Wow. Where would I go? I don't think it would be a fictitious place. I think I'd want to go to the Galapagos Islands.
Hell yeah.
Because it's so like, it's just, it's another world anyway.
I was obsessed with the Galapagos Islands when I was a kid.
Yeah.
obsessed.
Yeah. So I'm gonna flip your question and go real and say Galapagos.
We'll take it.
Okay. I won't fight it.
I want to go to New Jersey.
No, I live here. Stop that. So I'm asking the last question. Every single person that we've spoken to have said that is the most important question. What's your favorite color?
Green.
Oh, blue.
Nice.
Blue.
Like our eyes.
Aww.
Like our eyes.
Nice.
You have blue eyes.
I do. I said yes. Our blue eyes.
Yeah, I have green.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's okay. I know. We each have
it's
our
green
own
and blue.
It's
green.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
All right. Thanks. Have a good night.
So, as I said, that's all the questions you have today. Is there anything that you guys would like to plug?
Obviously, House of Trance, October 27th. We're playing Fest the day the record comes out. And God willing, we'll have the records in Florida. So, with Spickler's help.
Go to Florida to get them.
Go to Florida.
Thank you, everyone, for anyone who takes the time to listen to this. Thank you guys for having us. Honestly, we're very proud of this record, and I really hope you get something from it, even if it's just for a second. Thanks for listening.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, thank you for silence, guys. It's been Eric and Kristian from Crime and Stereo, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.